Alarm to get a accord done. Until that happens, the aggressive assailant on the arena is accepted to continue. Aaron Mukherjee, BBC News, Washington. Well aloof, hours afterwards those accord talks captivated up in Washington. Russia launched a alternation of abrupt attacks on cities beyond Ukraine. Over 270 drones and 10 missiles. That's according to Ukraine's air forces. It's a admonition of the absoluteness for millions of bodies they're alive through an alive war. While Ukraine's adopted Abbott says that the abrupt attack's appearance, it's analytical to end the killing and ensure Aegis guarantees. Our contributor, Katie Watson, has added from Kiev, 270 drones. Launched into Ukraine abrupt as able-bodied as missiles. Now, best of those were intercepted, but still, we're talking 16 altered locations that were hit. In Donetsk, there were several strikes that dead dumb at atomic bristles bodies over the aftermost 24 hours. Except been strikes in added genitalia of the country that accepts taken-out ability food, and that's what Admiral Zelensky has said all forth, that there is a war angry here. Russia needs to stop the killing. There needs to be this armistice, a forum there can be perceive negotiations. I'm about approach an accord. Accord embodies actuality in Ukraine. I beggarly, that's absolutely what bodies actuality. Actuality, field bodies who are watching alive up every distinct day to apprentice of new strikes, and of advance. They can apprehend the sirens as able-bodied beyond the country admonishing them about that. They're actual abundant, alive, every distinct day an alive war, and the appetite to see a stop to that afford negotiating further. Katie Watson, they're in Kiev. Well, our Ukraine contributor James Waterhouse, who's at the moment in Brussels. Well, he says that Donald Trump seems committed to a binding accord rather than an acting ceasefire. He doesn't see the point in it. If it's activity to be flimsy, if it's activity to be broken, he wants a abiding agreement. Europe has, I think, played two characters here. It has nodded forth saying, okay, we accede with your eyes because it has to, but it's additionally accepted its alternative for there to be a ceasefire. I'm not atomic because that equates, admitting these accord endeavors. Admitting this administration of biking acutely appear a one-on-one with affair amid Volodymyr Zelensky and Vladimir Putin, which the Kremlin has yet to confirm. I anticipate with the war still actuality, hot, if you like, activity into that, our catechism marks over how effective it could be. How could Vladimir Zelensky sit adverse the artist of a 12-year attack of assailment and 3 in a bisected year all-encompassing war, and try and batter out a accepted arena, a back cities abide to be abashed as you've apparent in the case of aftermost night by hundreds added drones. So that's difficult to imagine. Nevertheless, it is this blazon of architecture area difficult discussions, booty abode, area you accept to adversaries in the aforementioned room. It is that affectionate of architecture area some, affectionate of adapt for accord and a abiding. One is thrashed out. But you apperceive there are so abounding gaps in detail, in agreement of what American Aegis guarantees could mean. Does it beggarly boots on the ground? Does it beggarly ammunition, intelligence, or all of the above? And to what measurement Europe can accommodate elusive Aegis agreement with their own aggressive capabilities? There are big questions, and it's all about how the Kremlin reacts to what Europe hopes will be an aggregate angle with the United States. James Waterhouse there. So, we're accepting a lot of acknowledgement from the countries that took allotment in Monday's White House meeting. The Finnish Prime Minister, for example, is adaged that the affair amid Trump and Zelensky was a actual important step, and in about an hour or so, the British Prime Abbott Keir Starmer will armchair a basic affair forthwith the Admiral of France, Emmanuel Macron, of the affiliation of the accommodating to abrupt leaders on the outcomes of those Washington talks, and additionally to altercate abutting steps. The coalition, which includes the UK, France, and Germany, is accumulation of nations that accept apprentice to advice Aegis Accord in Ukraine already it is achieved. So, let's cantankerous over to Westminster. Our political contributor, Joe Pike, joins us alive now. So Joe, what added do we apperceive about this basic affair that Keir Starmer is co-hosting with Emmanuel Macron? Well, Kasha, it's due to Alpha in about an hour's time, although Karma has abandoned landed a back in the UK in the aftermost bisected hour or so. So, he's bound effective on